Right, folks, hopefully you can hear me. Stupid phone. Yeah, a couple of videos ago, I just must have been holding my thumb sort of half on, half off the microphone. But this one is just a clarification on sort of you and your money video that I've just put out there. And it's the whole, you know, banana, banana republic, clown world, circus antics of the idiots in the government who aren't idiots at all. They're just doing as they're told and they're told to create chaos. Well, China, for example, China has been boosted massively. It's like, it's becoming the world's biggest superpower, and yeah, it's still classed as a third world country. It still takes foreign aid from Britain, France, Germany, America. Ridiculous situation. Same with India. And they're enjoying all the best of the import tax duties, which not a lot of people, vendors and customers, they don't realise what the whole scam is about. So, China is communist, and these idiot Jews want everyone under the yoke of communism. That's always been the goal, because communism kills. They're the Jews are the world's largest death cult. So communism, of course, is an outgrowth of their um, DNA. Basically, they're all bloodthirsty hounds. So what you know, what is being brought about is that China is being made the big capitalist, communist monster, and all of the industries have been stripped from every other country except for Hollywood. Who runs Hollywood? Except for like NASA. Who runs NASA? Except for the the International Monetary Fund. So everything that, like, because Christine Lagarde, when she was head of the International Monetary Fund, her boss was Henry Kissinger. He's also the boss of so many people. Putin, Trump. He's never out of Putin's office. Not that it's Putin's office, it's Kissinger's office. So the whole flip flop, flim flam, shimmy shammy world of high politics, it's all bollocks. Like, the thing is like, the land produces food, the water produces, something to drink, fish. It's like, it's a harmonious thing already without having to do anything. These creeps are just getting in the way. It's like, you can take it down to the most basic thing: drawing a picture on a piece of paper, making a cup of tea. If you've got like 100 busybodies bossing you about, telling you to do stupid stuff, you're not going to get it done in expedient time. It's not going to be fashioned well. You're just going to have like loads of problems, and that's exactly what we've got. Because they're just mental people, but they're not mental, and this is the point I want to make. They're not mental when they don't want to be. Oh no, oh no, 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 no. See, there's something called I think it's called socialist market economy. So basically, it's the template of how a country can build itself. The idea of a national socialist country is that everyone's working for each other because they belong to the nation, and the nation is the extension of a family, the biological family. So when you have a foster child or an adopted child, they don't belong to the family. They're sort of like guests, in that respect. So the idea of National Socialism, with its racial foundation of the whole thesis, is that it's a requirement, because it belongs to the outgrowth of the DNA. So So the template that works, it's been siphoned from Germany since Hitler's time. They built up so many innovative creations. It was unreal. It's never. There's certain documents that you can get that builds up the picture, but it takes a lot of time. Some of them are in Spanish, some of them are in German, some of them are in French, some of them are in English, and it's like there's bits, and it takes a long time not only to read them but then to piece, the understanding of just exactly the scope of National Socialism. National Socialism in Germany, it was not small. It was a worldwide thing, and it was recognised as such, which is why the communists, Bolsheviks, Jews carpet bombed the shit out of them, because they are like the Jews are just crooks, and they couldn't have their hegemony, the evil monopoly, twisted monopoly on the world being. They don't like competition. So the thing is, China has had this exponential growth over 10 years, 10, 15 years max. I've been to China 6 times, and I've seen the cities get built from scratch. I mean, from scratch. They get like tens of thousands of people into, and they don't have that many working on a particular building because they have cranes, and it's 24-hour, but they have big camps and inside the cities like Beijing, Shanghai, Kaifeng, and Zhengzhou were the big cities I went to. Shanghai was already done. That was the model. Beijing was getting done. Zhengzhou was under construction, and Kaifeng wasn't done, but as a historical past thing that was all maintained. So the thing is, China can do anything. Any country can do anything when all hands are to the pump. And Jiang Zemin, who's maintained the head of the military above President Xi, Xi is just he's the gopher, the T-boy to Jiang Zemin. Jiang Zemin is the head honcho who works directly for Kissinger and the Jews. He is a Jew. Look it up. Jiang Zemin, Jiang Zemin, and just put in yarmulke, or the small hat, the kippah, and you'll see he's a Jew. So he's the main honcho who came up with the socialist market economy, which it's not his idea, but it's not an idea unknown to farmers or builders or anyone who can basically fashion a well-organized situation. But the thing is, with China, it's a homogenous nation, pretty much. They're all Han Chinese, even though they're not. They've all been umbrellaed under the Han Chinese thing, because when you belong to the Communist Party, that's the party to be in. So, you become Han Chinese for the benefits. So they've worked on the racial grounds, and they've become the superpower. So all of the arguments that race doesn't underpin success, well, it does, and it's been proven. So there you go. And if you say, oh well, COVID, it started in China, well, that's debatable. But if you look at the COVID in South Africa, they're saying because of all the black people there, the blacks aren't getting it because they've got high populations in their towns and cities, high black populations. So that knocks that argument out the park as well. In Tanzania, they tested was it a watermelon, some fruit, and that had COVID-19. So COVID-19 is the sickness of the world, and it's reflected in the economy and how the economy is being ran. as a shambles and hasn't had the correct management, the correct management team doing simple things, maintaining clean water, maintaining good growing land, having crops grown. We're in an age where the abundance of food could absolutely be phenomenal. But what do the leaders of the world want? They want Africa in absolute turmoil and war, and the Middle East is all like 32 Arab countries up until the last couple of days, till Kushner went over there and he calls the shots on what the Arab nations will be doing. Up until then, the 32 Arab countries, which is unbeknown to a lot of Western people, is that they're not allowed in school to study Israel. It doesn't exist on the map, which totally reflects the anti-Semitism law of USSR. They weren't allowed to talk about Jews, or it's like Jews want to live behind a wallpaper and hide invisibly and not be seen doing anything, because the stuff they get up to, like they're up to it. They're up to some serious diabolical, shady business that the measure of evil is just in their house, that's their bag. So that's the situation. Anyone could run the world if they have half an inkling. But with these Jews, man, they just get in your face and get in your business, and they've got every weapon, every warlord, they've got everyone signed up to all this madness on a promise. Or what's that other thing, there are sociopaths out there, so they feed into that ego, and the sociopaths are, they're well groomed for it, so everything's easy for them. The sociopathic trait is cultivated, for the Jewish dominance and the Jewish benefit. This isn't a world that is heading in a good direction at the minute, and there are plenty of people out there with a conscience who can see that the world could be heading in a better direction in so many ways, stripping apart from politics, stripping apart from religion, stripping apart from culture. This is about your nation, the people who you belong to. I heard one thing there about mixed race people, is that they struggle to get donors if they need heart transplant, liver transplant, bone marrow transplant. This is what do they call it? Eugenics. It's mal-eugenics, that's what it's called. It's called mal-eugenics. And it's freaky. But because it's normalized and promoted, it's it's fashionable and trendy, but it's so many unseen problems, because it's just never been here before. It's weird. We're in a weird scenario. So it's if the people want to choose, then they're going to have to force the military to go in and drag them out by the hair and give them the kicking they deserve and lock them up for a long time. And that's the remedy, Otherwise, doom. Because the direction, it's if you're going slamming into a tree and you're going too fast, that the brakes aren't going to stop you. Or you're on a train and it's a runaway train, there's no driver. We're not being allowed to have a driver because, it suits the agenda of the people sitting in the first class carriage at the back, who've just, lifted the link and theirs is slowed down and ours is going off the collapsing bridge that they've just dynamited. So there's loads of scenarios that you could, draw up that portray portray everything that they're up to, all the sabotage of everyone's life. This isn't like sabotage of accidentalness. This is targeted sabotage in your life every day, every moment that you step out the door and the knives are out. Like, if you're not doing this, if you're not doing that, it's like, hang on, who give you all this power over my life? It's like they've manufactured power to organize your life, and it's like, what, that, if that isn't already communism, then I don't know what is. And they're not stopping. They are not stopping. They are gonna go wild, because they are wild, crazy, crazy people. So, I'm just a voice from the death. Take it or leave it. If death comes to my door, I'm well prepared. That was me. I've given 150%, 1000% of everything that I've got to bring something to the table to help people see that these nasty, nasty people are not nice people. As much as they portray themselves on the media and this, that, they'll tell you day is night, they'll tell you black is white, they will tell you everything, but behind the scenes, they will give you not 1/4, not 1 inch. You are not allowed in their business. So, wake up your next door neighbour. If everyone woke up their next door neighbour, the world would be on fire. And like, I think in Sweden, look at Sweden, there was 200 bomb attacks in Sweden, and there's literally 4,500 Jews in Stockholm, and there's 10 million people in the country. You think there was 8 million, but like 2 million immigrants or something, over 1 million immigrants have arrived there in the last 10 years. And, we're told they're Muslims, but they're not Muslims, they're all Jews. I'd stake my life on it that they're all Jews. And the reason why is that I've met Muslims from Indonesia,